Okay guys, so what we're going to go through now and very quickly is fat loss and the scales. Okay, now I see this all the time on Facebook, and it's trainers that are like, this is how we do it, this is what I do, if you need to lose weight, I'm the guy. Right, losing weight is the easiest concept in the world. It is not wizardry, guys, and if we're in the year 2017 and people don't understand this very, very basic concept, I just don't understand where we're going within the fitness industry, okay? It's one of the easiest things to do is lose weight. Now, yes, other things come into factors such as hormones, okay? The thyroid gland, okay? Other factors, other health conditions may have an effect with weight loss, but the concept is still the same. It isn't wizardry, okay? And it certainly isn't anything your trainer's doing, because he's just giving you something very, very simple, which is basic. Okay, very, very basic. So what we're going to go through today is we're just going to sort of demist, if you like, all the blather that's going on within the industry, okay, or within magazines or what you see on the TV. Okay, so why use the scales? Are the scales the best method to use for losing weight or dropping fat? Right, if you're trying to lose weight, let's say for a boxing match, yes, the scales are good to use. If you're trying to drop weight in terms of fat, no, not necessarily. Now, the reasons I would use the scales is, one, if I have a really, really overweight client, okay, I'm going to see a massive drop in weight, which I'll monitor on the scales. Also, if my client drops a pound, okay, straight after the session, I know that my client's lost a lot of water. Okay, so I'll need to replenish that water post-session, and also the electrolytes that may have been lost during the session. Okay, so that's why I use the scales. So what is the best measurement, okay, to follow in terms of a decrease in fat? Okay, well, the best measurement is just a tape measure, okay, measuring the hips, the waist, the chest, okay, the arms and the legs. If we see a decrease in them, we know primarily it's going to come from fat. Now, again, we're not going into too much detail, but we can go into something called gluconeogenesis or deamination, where the body uses your own tissues as fuel. But that's another story, okay, and we'll come to that in another blog. But if we're trying to lose fat, okay, the best measure is to measure up, okay, the waist, using the tape measure, waist, hips, okay, chest, arms and legs. And if we see a decrease in that, we know we're on the right track. Okay. Now, how much weight should we lose a week? Now, if you're losing more than £1 to £2 a week, okay, you are not dropping fat unless you are massively overweight and you've decreased your calories, okay, dramatically. You are not losing weight unless you're starving. It's not coming from fat, okay? It's going to be coming from water, or it's going to be coming from the gluconeogenesis, down to the fact that you're not getting enough calories in and your body's breaking your own tissues down to support sugar. Okay, a pound a day. I see guys where they're losing £1 a day. This is not fat. There's 3,600 calories in a pound of fat. There's no way on this fucking planet, okay, anyone's going into a deficit of 3,600 calories a day and being healthy from it. Okay, if you are, it's not healthy. So if you're dropping that much weight a day, okay, or £5 a week, and you're not necessarily massively overweight, okay, it's not healthy. You're going to go into a low energy state, and in the end you will end up with a pathology, okay, or you'll get exercise intolerance. Okay, so we want to be looking to around about £1 to £2 a week, okay. So we're looking at around about 3,000 to 5,000 calories deficit over the course of a week, okay. But again, I'm using a single unit of measure, which you don't want to do. So what's the best way to do with food? This is the big problem, okay. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'll say that one more time. It doesn't matter what unit of measure you want to follow. The body isn't a mathematical equation, so to speak, okay? It's not a mathematical equation. Macros aren't always going to do the job, okay? It doesn't matter. If you want to use macros, use macros. If you want to use meals through the day, so I have 6 meals, okay, then use meals. If you want to use portion sizes, like a cup of this, a cup of that, a cup of this, okay, it doesn't matter. As long as your unit of measure decreases over time, you are going to burn fat, okay. So let's put an example of that. If you have 100 grams of carbs, 100 grams of protein and 100 grams of fat, and over the course of the month you decrease each macronutrient by 5 grams or 10 grams, okay, that's going to decrease and put you in a deficit. You're going to burn fat. If you have 6 meals a day and you take it down to 5 meals a day, down to 4 meals a day, okay, you are going to lose fat. If you use portion control, so you use a cup of carbohydrates, a cup of protein, a cup of fat, whatever it is you use, I'm using this example, and that cup gently starts to decrease down to half a cup, a quarter of a cup, you're going to lose fat. Okay? It doesn't matter where the deficit it comes from. Pick a unit of measure and follow it. Again, whatever unit of measure you want to follow, fine, go and do it. Now, does it matter how much of one specific food you have? Okay, now all food turns in or gets cycled through to what's known as acetyl coenzyme A, and that basically goes in the Krebs cycle and produces ATP, which is energy. Okay, now that may be, let me break this down into a basic equation. Okay, I go to the laundrette. I have £20, okay, but I can't put that £20 within the washing machine. What do? It's currency, so why won't the washing machine take it? No one knows. Okay, so I go to the change machine, I pop it in, and I get £21 coins, and I can now use, okay, the laundrette. Okay, I can now use the washing machine. The same concept. Protein, fats, and carbs are all fuel. Okay, they are all energy, but they need to be broken down into acetyl coenzyme A to then be put into the Krebs cycle as energy. Okay, so at this stage, at this name of the game, okay, if you are just trying to burn fat, okay, and you start to just decrease the deficit over time, whatever foods, okay, you are going to lose fat. Now, if you are specifically trying to maintain lean tissue, okay, if you're specifically trying to stay energetic and athletic, okay, then you may want to specifically target a specific nutrient, okay, and not sort of dig into another one, such as if you're trying to maintain lean tissue mass, okay, you don't want to start decreasing your protein just in case you break down deamination, okay, you break down your own tissues. But again, that's confusing the situation. We're just looking at how do we decrease, okay, how do we decrease the fat in the body, and it's just a deficit. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's my view on it as it stands, but that's very, very, very basic, okay? Just a specific unit of measure and start decreasing over time. Now, there's another way to do this as well, and that's through exercise, okay? If I keep the food the same, okay, but I increase my exercise over time, okay? So my reps increase over the week, or my mileage increases over the week, or the amount of cardio I do increases over the week, okay, I will lose weight because I'm burning more energy than I'm putting in, okay? If I exercise and diet at the same time, I will still lose weight, and it'll be a little bit faster, and a little bit more productive. So if we're just trying to specifically lose weight, just the average Joe, none of this bodybuilding shit, none of this powerlifting crap, none of this athletic development crap, if you are just trying to lose weight, you simply just decrease the unit of measure. That's it. And whatever unit of measure you try and follow, or you decide to follow, then do it. The problem is that everyone's got an opinion on a specific. I'm doing the Atkins diet, I'm doing macros, and you'll do a couple of weeks through the macros and you'll lose a little bit of weight, and someone will go, nah, you don't want to use that, you want to use this, that's crap. Okay, guys, if it's working, stick with it. Don't change something that's working, okay, regardless of the bullshit reviews everyone's going on about. Yes, there is clinically, there's different ways that a diet is going to affect you positively and negatively. But if you are not, if you are not at that stage in the game, and you are simply just trying to decrease fat because you're holding a lot of fat, just decreasing the amount of nutrients you take in via a unit of measure is going to decrease that fat. Nothing else matters at this point, okay? As you do that, then ask your trainer to start working with the proteins, the amino acids, the carbohydrates, what type of carbohydrates, carb cycling, okay, nutrient timing, electrolytes, okay, vitamins, things like that. We can go into that after you start to decrease the weight, okay? But all you're doing is you're trying to focus on a unit of measure and following it, okay? Now, I'm gonna get loads of stick from bullshit PTs, blah blah blah. You know, protein's got to be high and all this. Shut the fuck up, man. Okay, your client is simply trying to decrease fat. You are not fucking Einstein, yeah, in the nutrient world. You are not. Okay, you're confusing the situation. All you're trying to do is get them to understand, okay, that if they decrease, okay, a specific nutrient or follow a certain unit of measure, they will lose fat. Energy in, energy out. That's all you're trying to show. Then after they start losing weight after the first 4 weeks, so what? 8 pound, okay, 8 pound of fat in a month. Have you ever seen 8 pound of fat? It's massive, right? Massive. Once they've lost that amount of weight and they're looking fantastic, then go into the other aspects. Okay, stop confusing the situation. Okay, it's very, very easy to follow. Just pick a unit of measure and crack on. Now I've been blabbering on now, guys. If you want me to go into a little bit more detail, please give me an email and I can go into a little bit more detail. Okay, guys.